before the day asks anything of me, I come here to my art room, to my desk, and to these small rituals that steady me. The opening of a book, the lighting of a candle, the quiet promise of a blank page. This is how I return to myself. Not big gestures, but in gentle ones. Some light is gifted to us. Some we find. And some arrives exactly when we need it. This candle is from my dear friend Debbie. A small kindness, a steady glow, a reminder that I am not alone. It will live here now, in my art room, doing its quiet, sacred duty. My art room holds my questions, my gratitude, my prayers, and in the quiet, I listen. This is a small glimpse into creating Self-Care Sunday. I write out my thoughts, things I'd like to share, the impact of the reading. Something always jumps off the page when it comes to Book of Awakening. Welcome to Self-Care Sunday. Today's Self-Care Sunday is a creator reset. And when I say creator, I mean those of us behind the camera and also you in front of the camera. It's a gentle return to self. Hi, everyone. Welcome again to Self-Care Sunday. I'm really glad you're here. Today's space is a little quieter, a little softer. And if you're coming in tired, tender, or carrying more than you show, you are very welcome here. Let's get into the reading. I have read all this week, and I have decided that I would like to take the week's readings and not so much read the reading on the day that Self-Care Sunday falls on, but take the reading from the week and use the reading that I think really is speaking to me and speaking to all of us as creators. So this reading is from January 10th, and it's called Aqaba. When Aqaba was on his deathbed, he bemoaned to his rabbi, that he felt he was a failure. His rabbi moved closer and asked why, and Aqaba confessed that he had not lived a life like Moses. The poor man began to cry, admitting that he feared God's judgment. At this, his rabbi leaned into his ear and whispered gently, "God will not judge Aqaba for not being Moses. God will judge Aqaba for not being Aqaba." This is from the Talmud. We are born with only one obligation: to be completely who we are. Yet, how much of our time is spent comparing ourselves to others, dead and alive? This is encouraged as necessary in the pursuit of excellence. Yet a flower in its excellence does not yearn to be a fish, and a fish in its unmanaged elegance does not long to be a tiger. But we humans find ourselves always falling into the dream of another life, or we secretly aspire to the fortune or fame of people we don't really know. When feeling badly about ourselves, we often try on other skins rather than understand and care for our own. Yet when we compare ourselves to others, we see neither ourselves nor those we look up to. We only experience the tension of comparing, as if there is only 1 ounce of being to feed all our hungers. But the universe reveals its abundance most clearly when we can be who we are. Mysteriously, every weed and ant and wounded rabbit, every living creature has its unique anatomy of being which, when given over to, is more than enough. Being human, though, we are often troubled and blocked by insecurity, the windedness of heart that makes us feel unworthy. And when winded and troubled, we sometimes feel compelled to puff ourselves up. For in our pain, it seems to make sense that if we were larger, we would be further from our pain. If we were larger, we would be harder to miss. If we were larger, we'd have a better chance of being loved. Then, not surprisingly, others need to be made smaller so we can maintain our illusion of seeming bigger than our pain. Of course, history is the humbling story of our misbegotten inflations, and truth is the corrective story of how we return to exactly who we are. And compassion, sweet compassion, is the never-ending story of how we embrace each other and forgive ourselves for not accepting our beautifully particular place in the fabric of all there is. The exercises at the end of the reflection from Mark Nepo is to fill a bowl with water and then clear your mind. Meditate and look closely at your reflection. And while looking at your reflection, allow yourself to feel the tension of one comparison that you carry. Feel the pain of measuring yourself against someone else. Close your eyes and sit with this and let this feeling through. And then, once again, look closely at your reflection in the bowl and try to see yourself in comparison to no one. Look at your reflection and allow yourself to feel what makes you unique. And then let this feeling move through. This week, as we move into the new year, I decided to read the full week of reflections, as I stated, instead of just one day. And then listen for the one that spoke to me. And this one, Aqaba, stopped me in my tracks. There is a line in this reading that says, God will not judge Aqaba for not being Moses. God will judge Aqaba for not being Aqaba. And I want to speak to this as a creator, both in front of and behind the camera, because so often we quietly measure ourselves against people we admire. We measure ourselves against their growth, their confidence, their presence, their success. And without even realizing it, we start deciding that we are somehow behind. Or lesser. Or not enough. But this reading reminds us we were never asked to be anyone else. We were only ever asked to be who we are. When I sit down at a canvas, I'm not trying to place drills the way anyone else does. I'm not trying to diamond paint like anyone else does. I'm responding to my hands, to my breath, to my rhythm, and to my story. And the same is true for you. Some creators are fast. Some are quiet. Some teach. Some comfort. Some simply keep us company. None of it is wrong. None of it is lesser. None of it is replaceable. Your way is not a mistake. Your pace is not a problem. Your voice is not too small. The reading also speaks about compassion, about forgiving ourselves for not accepting our beautifully particular place in the fabric of all there is. And I love that phrase. Beautifully particular. Because that means there is no one else shaped like you. No one else who carries what you carry. No one else who creates the way that you do. And that is not a flaw. That is a gift. I'd like to introduce you to a journaling set. This week, I created a small journaling set for us. Not to fix anything, not to improve anything, not to perform. Just to have a place to land. It includes a Self-Care Sunday reflection page and a WIP Wednesday art journaling companion. Now, this was inspired by an artist that I admire very dearly. And this art journaling companion was inspired by Valerie Lynn's beautiful layered style. And a gentle creator reset page for those moments when you need to soften and return to yourself. We'll explore the art journaling side together on WIP Wednesday. And I'll be sharing some of Valerie Lynn's work then as well. But today, this is just an invitation. No pressure, no expectation, just an offering. As you are diamond painting today, or maybe you are already journaling, or simply sitting here listening, I want you to notice how it feels to be you doing it. not how fast, not how perfect, not how productive, just how it feels. And if comparison shows up, just let it pass. No fighting with yourself, no fixing, just noticing. And I'll leave you with this. If all you do today is show up and breathe and place one small drill, that is enough. Create the world you want to live in, because that is how we create our paradise. Create your paradise and be kind to yourself while you are doing it.